Three stories worth knowing about today. First up, 6 people are missing and several homes destroyed after mudslides in Alaska. A record-breaking rainstorm triggered mudslides and widespread flooding. The city of Haines, seen here, was among the most devastated. Search and rescue efforts were suspended last night because of the rain and will resume this morning. A flash flood watch remains in effect. All right, number 2, Austin Mayor Steve Adler is facing ridicule after urging people to stay home to slow the spread of coronavirus. While vacationing in Cabo last month, Adler went to Mexico after hosting his daughter's wedding. He says he didn't violate his own order and took multiple steps to ensure the safety of his guests. And number 3 here, new rules when it comes to animals needed for emotional support on airplanes. The government has decided only dogs that are service animals qualify and companions do not count. The new rule aims to settle years of tension between airlines and passengers who bring their pets on board for free.